Hi everyone, welcome to another installment of this quilt. So I'm just going to put the brakes on the machine. I'm just opening it up, ready to go, waiting for you guys to hop on, all that jazz, and just moving it around so I can get to where I want to be. So when you're on, say g'day, and I'll chat to you when you get here. Now, this thing is absolutely chock-a-block with pins, just FYI. So I'm very gently folding it over. I'm just trying to get some of that up out of the way so I can do the next step. Okie dokie. So I've unpinned it a little, so I've got a bit more control. Trying to remember what I did last time. Oh yeah. Hello Melissa, hi Pat. I'm going to just use my normal foot rather than the what's the name? What do they call it? The free motion, just for the time being. I will go back to free motion. So I'm basically just stitching down that seam. I just want some of that backing. I've got some of this. It's was it 45 a meter, I think, or something like that. I do have it. All right, got some monster size pins in here. So I'm just remembering what I did last time. So I did the green and ouch, the pink. You'll hear a few of those ouchy words while I'm doing this. I think I went around all those as well. So if you're using your standard machine, you're just your normal machine, I'm just going to take off that one, this one, that one, the starting bit. Better have 3 meters, no worries. I'll get the girls to hang on, cut that. So I'll just write this down, Gidget. 3 meters. Yep, I'll remember. Sometimes don't, sometimes do. Good morning, Yvonne. It's very beautiful, this backing fabric. So I've just taken my back tack off, so stops doing that when I don't want it to. So if you've got your normal standard machine, you would use your walking foot. So you can see I'm just going to lift up my foot, turn it around, and then just stitch down here. And like I say, I never do in the ditch, it's always next to it. I'm the worst in the world for being in the ditch. Ouch. So now if I had my free motion foot, I wouldn't have to keep rolling this around everywhere. I would literally just move the ruler, like move the fabric. I wouldn't have to do all this shoving and stuff and trying to, that's the bonus of having the free motion. So I'm going to change to that in a minute because this drives me nuts. I don't know how anyone can quilt like this all the time. Bernie says good morning. I was just thinking of Bernie. How are you, Bernie? Good morning, mate. All right. So now to actually stitch down here back and forth like I did in the other one, I used the ruler back and forth. If you're not, you're going to use your walking foot. Just travel along a little. Come on. Thank you. Lift up, turn your whole thing around. I try and just turn that little area that I'm working in and then pop it down and use the foot as a guide because you don't have a ruler. One step extra, lift the foot, rotate your quilt a little, travel down that stitch, come on. And then you'd lift and go all the way around again. Turn it all the way around. Oops, a daisy, I just cut off. Just pick that up. I reckon it's easier, ouch, with a ruler. So I'm going to change because I'm just constantly fighting that. Don't you think that's a fight? I'd rather go free motion. And I'll show you why. Well, I've shown you why. So take that foot off. I'll get my free motion foot, which for anyone else will look exactly, that is so beautiful. It's gorgeous, isn't it, Cheryl? I haven't forgotten your message either. I will get there. Just going to do this. I've got an appointment today as well, so I'm going to sort of throw it in there in the middle of everything. Place that on there. Oh, the fingers out of the way. There we go. Certainly don't want to get that finger underneath that needle. For a standard sewing machine, you can go back and forward, correct? Exactly right. So the reason why I like to do a lot of my, I was asked why I do a lot of it free motion, even with rulers. And I'm not a big ruler person. I like rulers. They have their place in the quilting world for sure. But I'm big on the free motion because I just feel that you literally, as it says, it's free, it's motion, it's much easier. So if I go here, I've got the thickness of my quilt there, and I can just tighten that baby up. My monster screwdriver. Now I can sit it in one direction, whichever one's comfortable for me, which is backward to forwards. Put all that down so you can see. Good morning, Jimmy. See at least a little bit of what I'm doing. And I will set the stitch length to 0. In this machine I have to. And using my foot as a guide, I've got my ruler, place it up against there, and I found another needle, just a pin I should say. Just pop that little mongrel over there because it bit me. And then basically I'm just going, I move the fabric, but I'm not fighting with it like I was a minute ago. Now to go across that stitch line, like across this way, I'm not moving the fabric other than crossways. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, one more over. There we go. Stitch looks a little bit jumpy. Not too sure what's going on there. Oh, I went a bit wobbly. And I'm moving backwards. And then I go across. So you can see instantly how much smoother and quicker it is because I'm not fighting it all the time. Okay, now coming over to this green section, did you tag enough people? No idea how talented you are. That's right, Jimmy. So we're going to, I'm just going to take those pins out of the area I'm working in so I don't stab myself and hemorrhage all over the place. So I'm going to go into that green one. I'm going to work sideways. So to get over there, I'm literally, again, going to just use my ruler. If I can. There we go. I'm going to travel down that little seam and making sure I've got no drag on this. The usual crew, yeah. You're a good man, Jimmy. I'm just going to pop this ruler here. And you'll find that sometimes doing it, say, this way might not be as comfortable as what it would be doing it backwards and forwards, which it's not for me, but it's doable as well. And I'm still not dragging that quilt around and killing my arms. And I think I actually got in the ditch. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, you should have filed a report on him. That's disgusting. Very presumptuous on them. Alright, so we go down a little. And I'm going to use the width of my foot. I'm going to try and stay on that ruler. And if it gets a little uncomfortable, just reposition. If I can feel that this is pulling, just loosen it. Then go down that line again. And just repeat. And it's, even though I'm a little bit slower going sideways, it's still quicker than me trying to drag that quilt around. What's the daisy? I missed a few stitches, I think. Go back, baby, go back. I think I know what's happening. There's too much gap between there and there. If you start missing stitches, the reason why will be most likely there's a gap between your foot and the fabric that is too much, especially with rulers. And like I say, you can do and change the thread as many times as you want and do whatever colour you want so it matches in. So if you have to do a double line like I just did then, it's no biggie. You won't really see it. I mean, you could cut off and restart again. So yes, I'm using the ruler as a straight edge, yes, because I definitely wouldn't rely on my sewing. I don't think my sewing's been straight in a long time, ever. Still missing a few, but it's passable. And it seems to be working okay. A few little glitches there, but nothing to write home about. Pick up your needle and and your foot. Come here, little foot, where are you? Up over here. And I've done it in the other sections, but I haven't done it here yet. So I'm just going to go over here and just freely stitch this down, just with big stitches, just to hold it down, so that gets that edge sorted. Oops, it does. So if I move it faster and I keep the speed slow, I get more of a basting stitch. And that will help me later when I'm trying to do a little bit more of the free motion. I'm just going to go a little bit further. Good morning, Nancy. Come on. All right. So now I've done that, I'm just gonna zip back over there. Come on. Because it's already stitched down, it's easier just to go backtrack. And I'm going to there's a seam there, so I'm just going to come up that seam. Actually, no, I won't. I'll pick the needle up, pick up the foot, and just come over to here, which is in the corner of that pink. Put my needle down, and now I can stitch in that ditch there. And you can see how if you go slower, you actually stay in the ditch. Go figure. Very hard to see because I've got black on black there. And I just had to check then as to whether I was still sewing because it was so much of a muchness I couldn't tell the difference. That's nice. Okay, we're good. So then sew across the width of that foot, come down the length of that square, or rectangle. The tension needs to be adjusted a little. Can I just see something here? Yeah, I've just figured out why it's doing what it's doing. There we go. Alright. I wonder why it was sort of jumping stitches then. Just figured it out. It wasn't in its top. It's got two tension discs and it wasn't in the top one. That always helps. That's better. And just across. And down. Now, I'm not going to just do some straight lines. I'm going to do a little bit of Pounce padding. I've just got to, all my patterns for the Pounce pad are on their way to Wodonga in about a week's time or so. So it's a bit of a wobble. I'll just come off there and cut off. So I'm going to use one that I've got here. I could try it at a smaller scale for a table run, a similar design. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. If you start smaller, it's much easier, especially in the beginner stage. So I've got this yellow square and I've got this dragonfly. She's a little bit big for it, but I'm thinking that if it goes, rather than trying to make it fit in that, if I make it go over the top of two, so from one corner to the other, sort of angle it across, I can make it look okay and like it's meant to be there. So I'm just going to get my Pounce pad, and I need white's no good, I need blue. So blue I have, so lots of blue on there. And I'm going to hold it down firm and swipe. And swipe twice. And there's my pattern. So it even goes into that into those lines there, which I'm okay with. It's just gonna sort of be on that angle, and the next one will go on a different angle, and yeah, so I'll keep it mixed up so it's meant to be there like that. Just foof away that extra. All right, so I don't know if you can see this. Let me just take that out of there. There's the design there. You can just see it. Okay, so let's see if I can get this thing. That's not that one, it's this one, I think. No, wrong one, Michelle, don't be doing that. There we go. So I'm just going to readjust this a little, see if I can get you right in there close. There we go. Okay, now the beauty of this foot is that it doesn't bounce. When things bounce, they knock chalk off. All right, so I've done that demo many times, but I'm going to start in the center of its head there. So I'm going to put the needle down there. All right, and I'm going to just work my way in. I'm going to do the antenna and all that, but if you notice, I'm keeping my hands away from the chalk. I don't really want to, you know, take away from the chalk. Now, it still has a bit of a bounce factor because you've got a needle. Like I say to people, once that line is gone, no one knows if that's meant to be exactly that way, so it's all good. So I'm going to try and turn to the side there. Bit hard with my foot there, there we go. And we're going to come up and do this one. Come out across down, come down, come out, in for a bit of a swirl, and then back out again, and down to here. I can see that as I move and the needle's going in, the chalk does dissipate a little. That is normal, just FYI. Come out for this one. Come into that little fella there. Down there. Do the body. Got no idea what I'm doing here. Now, if I don't know what I'm doing, what I tend to do is I'll grab the picture. I'll go, oh yeah, I got a little bit lost there, but that's okay. I'm okay. It's all good. I can make that up. So I've got back to here, and I'm sort of I'm gonna make my way around again. It's going to be a little bit different than what it should be, but it will work just the same. and then I can just cut off. All right, so just get rid of that dust as best I can for now. It'll wash out later. From under there. Did I hear you say we're going to Wodonga? I'm supposed to be going there September to take my auntie to her daughter's place. Yeah, I'm not going to Wodonga. It's in about 2 weeks' time. There he is. He's done. See? I made boo-boos. It is cute. Alright, so then I'm going to do the other one. So the next one, the scissors over there. So I got him going that way. I might have this one going downwards, so I'll grab that again. I can even have it going reverse by just flipping the pattern. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to, or just turning it that way or flipping it that way so it's in mirror image. So I'm going to have him going that way, so he's going downhill now. His tail there. And I'm just going to push down and press. Okay, I've got to push down so that chalk goes into the fabric. Alright, now see if I can do it again. Doesn't matter if I stuff it. What I tend to do is try and just in my head see where I've got to go and then back again. And what I did this time in that center of the body, I came out and went right down to the second part of the body, where I should have gone into the first wing on the other side. So now I know not to do that. It won't happen again. Well, bit of luck. Maybe another time. Just not right now. Is that threaded? No, it's not. I haven't threaded myself. So any questions at all? You got any concerns about what I'm doing other than being a dill? No, all good. No news is good news. So I'm just holding that one there for the minute, just till I get a bit of a knot going. I'm going to come out to his little antennae. I'm going to get that baby out of the way. I'm going to snip it off nice and close. Days. I'm throwing things. Right. Oh. I've got my shoes on again and I can't feel the pedal. And like I say, every one of these can be that little bit different. They don't have to all be the same. They have different little antennae. Different little bodies. Now I've forgotten where I've got to go. Where's my picture? Oh yeah, off to that wing. So we've done one wing. Another wing, and now the center, the top center. Come out, and now we're over to the other side. So that's what I did last time. It was a bit of a boo-boo. But it's all good now. Like I say, by the time I get to my second, third and fourth one of these, I'll be able to do it without even thinking. He's very cute, have lots of bees buzzing around my lemon tree today again. They're gorgeous, aren't they? I love bees. They're good people, bees. Actually, I think I need to go, yeah, no, go this way. That'll do. That'll do, don't care, that'll do. bit of a swirl there, then come back, go around his body and his tail end. And because they're free motion, not two of these, and I mean not two of them, are going to be the same anyway. Alright, done. There's two. That looks cool. Happiness. I got another one done. Little draggy fly. Now we can go over to this one. So going up that way, down that way, and we might go back up the other way again. So I'm going to have him, which way is the tail going? That way. I'm going to turn the tail. Maybe put it that way. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. In the end, it is your own design. And it'll be what it is. Beauty. Alrighty. Looks cool, doesn't it? Yeah. So we're just going to put that needle down there. Oops, I missed it, an antenna. And like I say, once those lines are gone, no one's really going to notice that you've made that little indiscretion, so to speak. Just looks like it's meant to be there. Take that out of there. All right. Hello, Sharon. Time to read the station, get some work done. Complete free motion quilting Friday at Quilting. Yes, cool. Definitely. Doesn't want to go any bit. There we go. A little bit thick in there. For the foot. Just a bit of a shove. Don't normally use my fingers, but I normally use my palms and my hands, but with this one, it's really quite thick there, and I'd have to unscrew my foot and loosen it up again. And I don't want to let's see. We're going to play nice? No. We make it play nice. Okay. And see, I think I did the swirl on that one wrong. I'm okay with that. I'll just come back this way. Just fill up that little butt gap, and he's got a little bit of a different body as well. Can't have them all looking the same. A little bit of a square wing. But there's another one done. Hey, I've been missing your lives, etc. So trying to get my Michelle fix. Alright, so now we're going to stitch in the ditch. Sorry, I've got a lot of chalk in there, so I'm just gonna, might lift that foot up again at the moment just to give it a bit more room because those seams are a little bit heavier. Come on. There we go. It was 1/sweet fifth of nothing that it lifted, but it's enough to make a difference when you're trying to go over lumps and bumps. All right, let's go down this lane down here. Come on. See how much quicker it is when you go in a, like in a an angle that you're comfortable with, whereas going sideways before was quite uncomfortable for me. So I'm just gonna move over and place that ruler there reasonably straight. I don't even think I actually sewed in the centre of these. I think I just, yeah, no, I didn't. So I'm just going to go across here. Down we go. And I'm just going to turn it this way so I can do a little bit of that side basting thing. Come on. That's my foot not hitting the pedal properly. So as you can see, I only baste along the top as I go. Everyone does it a little bit differently, and there's no real right and wrong. What's right is that you're comfortable with what you're doing. Some things will be harder than others. I'm pulling from the back because I actually want to have a bigger stitch, so, and it helps keep that little bit taut on that top edge. Hi Denise, how are you, sweetheart? We have to make a date. Yeah, we do. Be next week. All right. So I'm just going to go along the rest of this. I might as well now I'm here. Okay, let's do these next few lines. So I really want to get that little border finished, but you can see just doing a few lines and then putting a little dragonfly in there, there's enough to fill up that top border. So this one here is just a stitch in the ditch and then fill. So I'm going to do the uncomfortable thing and go sideways. And I don't know if you notice that when I do the sewing, I actually find that having that needle going in one spot a couple of stitches before I move actually helps, because it sort of helps me get my speed going to the speed I want it to be, so that my stitches are a little bit more regular. Not that I'm overly fussy about all that. But yeah, if you like that regular look and you don't have a regulator, getting those few stitches starting actually helps. Alright, so I'm just going to follow up this side bit here and across here. I'm going to do these side ones, so this will be nice and quick. And then across. I'm just going to stitch straight over. I'm going to go up that seam, that one there. I've got to do that one first. And I don't know if you know, but my hands don't miss. I don't lift my hands up at all. My hands stay in that one position the whole time, unless I'm in an area where I feel like I've got no control, and then I'll stop and lift, stop the machine and lift. But while the machine's going, I don't lift my hands up at all. They're always connected with that quilt. Alright, okay, silly question. Have you got your wadding and backing underneath? Yep, absolutely do. No, not a silly question at all. There's my wadding and there's my backing. Not a silly question at all. So I've got this one to go down, so I'm going to travel across. Come on. Going to travel across here and go up. Because I'm right on the edge of the quilt, it does get a little bit hairy. It's easier to work towards the edge, not the edge in. So just take it slow if you're going to be doing that. Alright, and then we're on to the next block, which is the last one just before I go into these outer ones. So, what time is it now? Yep, we've got...
Need your help after this.
Yep, we've got a little bit of line work to do on this one, and then we'll go and do those, couple of those dragonflies, and I knew I could feel a pin under there somewhere. Now you know there's just one there hiding, just hiding. Come on. Now, I'm a bit crooked on this one, but should be right. It is only for me, so I'm not really bothered about my quilting being a little bit scruffy, but you know, if you're worried about that, then you need to measure and stuff. Another question, how wide is the throat of the jack? 11 inches, that is. So it's a nice size. Manageable and good for quilts, for bags and all that sort of stuff. Anything larger it's really good for. Brilliant little machine. Right, so a little green area, just going down the stitch and a ditch. Gosh, I almost made that look easy. And back again. And like I say, on the edge of the quilt will want to push, which will create like this bubbly sort of effect or crinkly effect. So just be aware of that, working on the edge of a quilt. Can be a little bit more testing, to say the least. So I've been sewing now for nearly an hour. I tend to try and only do a certain amount of time on the machine just for my hands and my shoulder. Little bits at a time is better than lots at once. So once I get through this block and a couple of those dragonflies, that'll be it for today. Just so I don't end up crippled. So anyone going to the Wodonga Craft Alive event, you know, about a week and a half, 2 weeks time, not next weekend, I think, not this one, not the next one, the one after that. Last weekend of school holidays, let me know if you want me to bring your order then, I can do that. Don't forget this afternoon I'm going to do that live. Some of those, more of those trims. They're good value, aren't they? more straight seam to do. One more block of it, I should say. And what I tend to do is, as I move the ruler, if I find that I'm going in or out of the ditch a little bit, or you know, a bit wobbly, I tend to just nudge that ruler over a fraction, just so I can, come on, up, get myself straight again, or in the seam. The ruler's straight, but the seam's not. Right. Okay. It's hard to see, but did you use different coloured thread each square? No, I didn't. No. So there you go. We're going to do this one, and then that one with the dragonfly. Now I'm purposely not so you can see what's going on, what I'm doing. Yeah, go that way, down she goes. You can definitely use your colour to your colour, absolutely. For me and what I'm doing and why I'm doing this for you guys, you know, it's getting there, and so you can see what I'm doing. And yeah, I've got no idea where I just went then. I'm just going to make that a little bit bigger. I amaze myself how I do them different each and every time. I don't know how I do it, but I do, and I'm okay with it. It doesn't really matter, but I always amaze myself how it happens. It's just a random thing that happens. You'd have to be very organised, which if anything I'm not, but it still looks good. And like I say, you know, unless you're really looking for it, you wouldn't really know. But yeah, I did. I went completely different again. What foot are you using? That is a free motion foot. It's a ruler foot. And you can use it for both free motion and ruler work. That's why I like using them, so I don't have to keep changing all the time. And they don't bounce around, which is awesome. So that's that one. So I'll just show you that. And he's stitched. Just did that one there. You can just see him. The gloves help getting the chalk off, and the rest will come out in the wash. Alrighty, and last one for today, we're going to go this way, and chalk Pounce pad. Take the picture off, there he is, all ready to go. Bit of the excess, because that'll only drive us nutty. And this one might be the first one I've actually done right so far. You can see how my hands don't move until I really feel uncomfortable, and then I'll stop the machine. That's really important when you're free motion quilting. Okay, done the last one. Yeah, I know, I'm quick. There's the last one for that. That does that top little border, and that gives me something to work with. Now that'll go all the way around for each and every one. So I'll be doing those straight lines and then a little dragonfly in between. They'll be different each time. They'll move in different directions so that I don't have to remember. They don't have to be all exact, which is perfect. And I'll just zoom that out so you can see a little bit more. Let's zoom, 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 zoom. So I've just done, well, I already had done some of that before, but just done those dragonflies all down there. You can see them down there. I don't have any pinching in the back yet, so that's all good. And because it's so decorative, that back is so detailed, you're not going to see any little indiscretions anyway. So little backtrackings and cut-offs and things like that are really not going to show too much. But she's starting to get there, so you can see it's starting to happen. There you go. How cool is that? So you can do that at home. You got the stencil, you got the ruler. We won't work in this side one yet. We're going to work sort of our way down now. So the next one we're going to be doing is this big long ass one. I need to get my craft room to try to start, but I think I need to get my sewing machine looked at. Something is happening to it when I'm using it. Bobbin keeps jumping up and getting stuck. Yeah, that's not good. What machine is it, Cherie? I'll turn that off. What are they? Okay.
I just scribbled out in there.
Yeah.
But,
I'm still live.
I know about that cutter thing. Went the wrong way. Now it's stuck.
What colour
It came
thing?
back towards me.
What colour thing?
For the bowl cozies.
Oh.
It's stuck now.
Oh, it'll come out.
It keeps coming towards me. And
Turn it
bent
off?
Up the,
Oh, okay.
so
Oh.
it's stuck on
Cherie, message me, love. I'm going to head off for now. Becky needs to see me, and I finished for today on the demo. I'll see you guys a little bit later. Tonight we're going to do another live, so we'll see you there. But thanks for joining me. Love the colours. They're good, aren't they, Jill? Pretty full on. I'll have a pattern for this soon. I've just got to do a few other things first, but getting there. So thanks for joining me again. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.